Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel. Here we use Farming Simulator to help people escape and distract from whatever life is throwing at them. And it's been quite a while since I've given you an update of our long-running FS25 series, Achy Acres. So if you're new here, first of all, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and all that jazz I'm supposed to say at this point. I have been playing Farming Simulator 25 as a brand new novice player since launch day. I told my Twitch community we was no longer going to be a variety streamer. I was just going to play Farm Simulator exclusively, and we're going to do it all year throughout 2025 and see where it goes. And my word, has it been a journey. So as you can see here on screen now, we are 420 hours in. I've learned an awful lot in that time. I've made a lot of mistakes as well, and I've realized that we haven't done a map sort of tour or a farm tour update for nearly 4 months now. It's mad. So a lot has changed. A lot has changed for us. We're now Giants partners, etc. But I don't forget to use the code JVA Streams if you buy anything from the Giants website. So yeah, let's take you for a little tour, guys, and show you what's changed. By the way, don't pay any attention to the balance here. We ain't getting rich anytime soon. We do have like a £2 million loan, which is probably double what we had last time you were here. So yeah, don't worry about it. We ain't getting rich. There's no money in farming. Just worry, debt, and work. Hard work. So guys, we are on Riverbend Springs. I started this save, like I say, back in launch day in November 2024. We are now, at the time of recording this, in July 2025. 420 hours have gone into this save, most of which is me buying stuff I didn't need, making stupid mistakes, and learning on the job, but we've come a long way. Right guys, so here we are. We are our yard is in a little bit of transition, because we've been doing some build projects. We used to have another shed here, which may not have been in the last tour that I showed you. So we've opened this up a little bit. Our store deliveries is now here as well, so everything gets delivered to the yard, which makes sense, where it used to be a bit of a way away. I don't think much has changed with the greenhouses. We have added this distributor now, which comes with the allotment, just so that we can put seeds and fertilizer and water in one place. We've expanded the beehive slightly. I think we would have had the solar farm last time, but we have expanded it slightly. And as you can see, we are in January, so it's looking very wintry and void of life at the moment. It's probably not showing the farm in its best light. We now have the agro-logistics mod, because those of you that have been following the live streams will know that I haven't been dealing well with all the pallet work. Like, I live with a health condition. I've lived with arthritis since I was a child. I have a disability, and doing all of the pallet work and the steering wheel stuff that involved across the whole yard just didn't work. So one of our wonderful viewers suggested agro logistics for me, which is amazing. So this now picks up the 4 products that I say it does. It's got an issue with eggs at the minute, which seems to be a bit of a bug. But the idea is this picks up the 4 products in the game that the base game can't deal with. So eggs, wool, goat's milk, and honey, and it sends it on to our brand new warehouse, which took a lot of saving up for, which we now have over here. And you can see all of our lovely products now arrive in there. So all I have to do is fork load, lift them even onto the lorry, and that is it. So that makes life a lot easier. I can't remember if our little lay-by selling point was here last time. If it wasn't, then here we go. It's probably changed a little bit. If you're new here, guys, then we got the little market there, little sort of like garden centre kind of stall, the usual selling point market there, and then I've tried to make it look like there's a bit of a coffee shop thing going on here as well. So it's like a farmer's market-y kind of farm shop kind of thing going on. So yeah, that was good fun to build. We cleared this space here originally for the warehouse, not realising just how massive the agro logistics warehouse is, with good reason. So we'd cleared this space here, and it ended up being for nothing. So I've just started building some production lines in here. So I'm still trying to get the feel for it, but I'm trying to sort of put it around this brickwork, and that's what kind of feels a bit secure. Obviously, we're not going to brick off the front. That wouldn't be very practical, but just giving it that sort of look and feel. And we've started sort of wilding up this a bit here so that there's a bit of a backdrop to the production lines. But the idea is they'll all be in a nice line, maybe a double row kind of scenario, leaving enough room for a lorry to come through. So that is that. We had a little go with some there's a compost mod that came out. I haven't had a chance to cover it yet, but they work very much like silos. You can put any waste matter in there, wood chips included. So yeah, that's something we'll have a little go with. This dairy here will be relocating pretty soon. I think we already have the dairy. No, we don't. When it runs out of product, then we'll relocate the dairy over here. What a beautiful morning. This is why I love your game. This is why, guys, we are trying to... So anyone who doesn't know me, by the way, you might think, well, we spend more time landscaping than farming. I do. But that's because we are trying to create a virtual world where it's good for people to hang out in, where it's good for their mental health, where they can have it on in the background, where they can chill, feel better about what's going on, and it kind of ties in with our community and everything. If you don't want to know more about that, come check out the Discord, guys. The link is on the channel. So this is our pond. You would have seen this last time, guys, but it's here. I still keep tweaking it. We've cleared out the sheep that were here, which now gives me the opportunity to really wild this pond. But as an interim stopgap, I've just put some pines in there, and I'll see what they look like when they grow. They might stay. Otherwise, we'll harvest them and we'll rewild this area. This here was just a little attempt at me making it look like a water runoff area. I wanted like a reason for there to be a pond there. So I've tried to have a little experiment of how making it look like that's where the water would run off into the pond. But yeah, I'm really proud of that pond. It doesn't look so good in the winter, but in the summer it looks mint. I'm really pleased with it. So speaking of the sheep, they have now got their brand new enclosure on this field down here, and they are very happy. So we really upped our sheep. I had 2 sheep pen. We produced more wool than the spinnery could handle. Now we are literally just selling wool by the bucket load, which is lovely. So that's good. Which brings us on nicely to the other things we've added, which is chickens are back. So I had chickens and I got rid of them and I got them again. Could never seem to sort of make money out of them. And then I discovered this lovely homemade chicken coop, and it's gorgeous. It fits what I'm trying to do with the farm perfectly, because if you've not been here before, the whole narrative is I've inherited this off old Grandpa Joe over here, who just constantly stares at me with his cold dead eyes at all hours. So I want the farm to feel like some stuff has been here from his time, i.e. these sort of British style sheds, and some stuff I've added, you know, like the warehouse. So I'm constantly trying to blend that sort of slightly British European feel and the old with the new. So the idea is that you should be able to look at this and think, oh, okay, that would be something that I inherited, or that would be something that I added, i.e. the sheep barn and the cow barns are all really new. So whereas here I use this mod, and these hold 150 chickens each, guys, so we are now making money from eggs. And then I put this old silo to keep their grain and sorghum in for feed, because it feels like this part of the farm near to the house is kind of like old school, has been there a while, you know, so that's the thought behind it. We have now got the from the same wonderful lady that created the market stall mod that we use for our selling point. We have now got the apple orchard and juice production line. So that's there. I've added some cherry trees around and done a bit of a cherry grove here as well. So in the summer, it really feels like an orchard. This is like a meadow and family area. I envisaged that you'd need a bit of space if the family, you know, want to unwind. Should probably put a barbecue here. So we'll put this in here. Again, it doesn't look its best in the winter, but in the summer it looks really cool. And this path is really hidden under the long grass. And this here is like a bit of an experiment of like an area you'd section off for wildflowers, and we put a beehive in there. That looks really nice in the summer. If you're new here, you wouldn't have seen the ditch, my attempt at doing a ditch. Obviously in the UK we have lots of ditches. None of them are on the Riverbend Springs map. So this was my attempt. All I'd done was use the built-in landscaping tools and a water mod. And I tried to do like a crossing as well, so I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. Up here now we have some auto storage again, just to save my old bones and some of the repetitive tasks, so I can drop stuff here and it'll auto stock it for us. So we tend to keep our straw and grass and hay in this one, and our pallets in this one. And then this guys brings us on to one of my favourite parts of the yard, and this is what I call my Gordon Ramsay's TMR kitchen. So the idea is we have 3 silos. There's always silage ready to take, 1 covered, and then ideally one of these would be grass. I sell any sort of we have left over. And then so you can get your silage from there using our new wonderful mixer. I can't remember what I used to call this before I knew the technical term. I think it was the mixer sucker up hoover thingy or something along those lines. It's an amazing bit of kit. So we go and grab a bit of silage, then we grab a bit of hay in our new open hay and straw barns, bit of straw, and then I've even got some additive here to grab. So yeah, I love this area of the farm. I absolutely love it. Also got the manure heap here for the pigs, so sugar beet storage. Our new, I don't think this would have been here last time. This is where we store our slurry, because since precision farming I'm using solid fertilizer, so now we just sell our slurry and we use our solid manure from the pigs and the cows in these production lines here. So here we've got a seed production line mod that basically takes I think it's herbicide and wheat, and gives us seeds. We never have to buy seeds, because all for me is all about trying to be cyclical. I don't really want to be going to the shop. It really annoys me when I have to drop 20 grand on chicken feed or drop a load of money on seed. And then this fertilizer makes solid fertilizer with lime, water, and something else. I can't remember what it is. Let's have a look for you, because I'll only tell you wrong otherwise. Where am I going, Joel? What you doing? So seed production is herbicide and wheat. So I got that one right. Well done, Joel. Pat on the back. And then what was I looking for? The fertilizer production, lime, manure, and water. So it gives us somewhere to send our manure. So we sell slurry, we sell excess TMR. We put manure now into fertilizer production, and that's what we spray the fields with. This used to be our sawmill, you might remember. That's now moved on to pastures new. So we're gradually converting it to this sort of area where you want all your chemicals. So, like I say, lime storage is here, solid fertilizer storage is here, and we're gradually selling off all the remnants of the sawmill. We got cows. I can't remember if we had cows last time, but they're doing a good job. Finally making us money after a very expensive setup cost. I was worried about how long it was going to take for us to get anything out of them, but we're there now. We've got some goats tucked away here. We don't really use at the minute, but we're using our concrete. We've got concrete stone production down here. I'll stick it down here because it's so bloody noisy, so it's out of the way. But we have that there, and again, it's about landscaping, right? So I put this little wind turbine just so it looked like there was movement and life down here to go with the noise. Lots of mods here so we can put debris down and make it look lived in. Yeah, so you can see what I tried to go with, right? I want you guys to, every time you look at this, I want you to see something new that you haven't spotted before. So that's that. In terms of our fields now, we've really expanded. Wrong menu, Joel. We've really expanded. So we have recently bought up Field 8, which got the warehouse on and wheat. We've bought up 10. We've bought up 16, 14, and 15, and we'll soon be able to get 11. Just not with that bank balance, but don't worry about it. I'll fix it. I'll work something out. And yeah, and what we have done, guys, we've converted 15 into our new sawmill and logging area, which I'm very proud of. It's going to take a while to take shape, but the idea is we're going to be producing a ton of pines here. I'm going to put pines all up on the hill as well. Yes, I now finally have forestry equipment. I'm not doing everything with a chainsaw now. The chainsaw still comes out probably far more than it should do, but I'm getting there, guys, and I do now have a joystick, which makes life a bit easier. But yeah, what we'll be doing, guys, we'll be constructing here. You know, we can put wood chip storage in, and I've got an idea to put firewood production line in here as well. And then the idea is I want this to, like, open out in the trees, right? So you come down here, you feel like you're in the thick of the forest, and then you get down here and it kind of opens up. But still, everywhere you look, I'm hoping there's going to be trees, and it'll be awesome. So, and we're like purposely leaving like wood chip on the floor and making it look proper worked and dirty. So that's getting there. It's taking a bit of time, but it's getting there. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. Or I will be proud of it when it's up and running. I can see it in my head. It might not look like it yet. And then the idea is we've got all this headland. That's why we bought these 3 fields, because yes, we're going to be growing our trees here, but we've got all this headland here to work with. So I'm going to put lots of trees there, and maybe we have one year where we're harvesting on the hill and one year where we're harvesting off the field, and then we're just constantly cycling that tree production, so we don't have to wait 3 years for them to pop up in game. And then, guys, the long-term plan is all of these fields up here I'm going to gradually be working towards buying for arable farming. So at the minute we only grow what we need on the farm, so animal feed pretty much, or stuff for straw and grass for hay and that sort of thing, and TMR. But my long-term plan is I will buy all of these little fields dotted because there's loads if you look in here, so we can do lots of rotation. I'd like to have all of our arable farming in this section north of this road. And then the idea is the fields we already have, which are close to home, that have got our grass and sugar beet on and wheat, we'll turn them all into livestock. So we'll have like cows on one field, pigs on one field, sheep on one field, goats on one field. That'd be the idea, that'd be the dream, because I want livestock close, right? Because of the work involved and the feeding and everything. And then up here would be all of our arable farm. And then that'd be the plan, to get kind of everything this side of the river before the bend. Um, but yeah, so that's where we are, guys. I feel like we made a lot of work there, like 420 hours in. You got to remember, a good chunk of that time was me learning the game and making mistakes, and I'm still learning. I'm still making mistakes. But my landscape and game, I think, has come on well. I'm very proud of how the farm looks. We have got a long way to go, but come find us over on Twitch. Joel versus Arthritis, Joel vs Arthritis over on Twitch. You can find the link on our YouTube channel. And come and join in on the action live. And if you want to see lots of clips and things like that, you can also find me on TikTok as JVA Streams. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour video. If you want to see more, you know what to do. You've got to let me know in the comments, because if you don't tell me in the comments, I don't know what you want. If you want to see more regular farm tour videos, maybe once every couple of weeks or something, let me know down below. Give the video a like so more people can find us. And thank you very much for watching. Speak soon. Bye-bye.